Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This is your host Thomas Tyree from On the Hot Podcast. Today, this is going to be episode 118 for you guys today. Of course, this episode is going to be coming out on all four of our platforms: our Instagram account, our Facebook account, our YouTube account, and our Apple Podcast account. So let's go ahead and dive into the first segment of episode 118. I'll be sharing my thoughts on Colorado defeating TCU this past weekend in the world of college football. So we saw the whole entire country saw Saturday that Colorado shocked the world, they shocked the country, they shocked the nation when they went on to defeat the TCU Frogs at a high-scoring affair, a thrilling game. Won that game 45-42, beating the 17th ranked TCU at TCU at opening weekend of college football. So to me, there's no bigger win that Colorado could have had. There's no way that Deion Sanders could have been a better coming out party for Deion Sanders and the Colorado company by coming out and defeated the 17th ranked TCU Frogs. The 17th ranked TCU Frogs that found themselves in the national championship game just a year ago. That is a huge, significant win that Deion Sanders and the program of Colorado did. They shocked everybody by beating the team that was just in the national, was one game away from winning a national title last year, and silenced critics very early by defeating the TCU Frogs. A lot of critics said that Deion Sanders and Colorado couldn't do what they couldn't duplicate what they did in their days at Jackson State and HBCU University. The level of competition wouldn't be as great as what they see in the FCBS, and that was all a lie because Deion Sanders and Colorado looked phenomenal in their win against TCU. And they showed they could compete with anybody outside of the FCS conference. So there's a lot of playmakers. There's a lot to like about this Colorado team. They showed that in their victory on Saturday. Starting off with quarterback Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders looked phenomenal. To me, looks like everything you want in a dual threat quarterback. He could do it all. And he looked phenomenal against TCU, throwing for 510 yards, had 4 passing touchdowns. Then you look at what Travis Hunter did. Travis Hunter, I do believe, is going to be one of the best players in the country for the next 2 years in college football until he's eligible for the 2025 NFL Draft. Travis Hunter proved a lot and how meaningful he's going to be to this Colorado program for the next 2 seasons. Playing on both sides of the ball, played at wide receiver and cornerback, both at a high level on both sides of the ball on Saturday at elite level. That's really insane when you think about it. Playing at the collegiate level, playing at D1, being able to play both sides of the ball. Something like this takes place in high school when you can have the ability to do both. You rarely see that nowadays at college. You definitely don't see that in the National Football League. Yes, you see players play different positions, but not at the same time at the highest level, back and forth for the entire 4 quarters of a football game. And he did that impressively in a Texas weather. TCU is located in Texas. That Texas weather is no joke when it's this time of year. End of August, early September. It's still hot. It's all outdoors outside. And Travis Hunter proved that he had no problem playing in those heat conditions. On offense, he had a total of 11 catches, 119 receiving yards. On defense, he had 1 interception, pass deflection, 3 tackles. Playing both sides of the ball, offense and defense, he played a total of 114 total snaps in that game against TCU. And then you look at Dylan Edwards, the unsung hero, deserves his recognition of what he did to TCU as well, helping Colorado win that game. He also had 11 total touches, 159 yards, and 4 touchdowns in the win against Colorado. And noted there was a total of 4 different receivers that had 100 yards receiving. Shedeur Sanders helped his teammates get involved in for the offensive side of the ball, which contributed to a big win for Colorado. I'm looking forward to seeing what Deion Sanders and the Colorado program does next. So, question for you guys is, will Colorado have 10 or more wins this college football season? So, I can't say a yes or no answer, because if I say yes, then there's so much uncertainty still there. If I say no, they've already proved don't doubt them, and they just beat the team that was just in the national championship. But Colorado, I'm not sure how this season is going to go. They now find themselves ranked 22nd in the country, but they have some tough challenges ahead moving forward for the remainder of the college football season. They go on the road to play Oregon in the next few weeks. They play against USC, Caleb Williams and company very soon. They play on the road at Utah, a program that is looking very efficient, very dominant, and their win against Florida this past week in college football. So they have no easy task ahead of them playing in the Pac-12. But I am looking forward to the remaining schedule, even though the teams I didn't name that I do believe, those are the teams I named that could give Colorado a run for their money. But I am looking forward to the other matchups that Deion Sanders is going to have for the remainder of the college football season. Starting off this weekend when Colorado plays Nebraska, I'm looking forward to the coaching matchup when we see Matt Rhule, former head coach of the Carolina Panthers, really came out. His coming out party came when he was the head coach at Baylor and got elevated to the NFL to be the head coach of the Carolina Panthers. That didn't work out. He's obviously back in college football, coaching Nebraska. I want to see how Deion Sanders and Matt Rhule collide against each other in a coaching battle this upcoming weekend in college football. Then I'm looking at that matchup where Colorado plays at home against USC. They're going to be playing against one of the best players in the country, Caleb Williams. They have Lincoln Riley at head coach. I think that's another interesting matchup at the head coaching helm between Deion Sanders and Lincoln Riley. Then you also have an intriguing matchup at the head coaching position between Deion Sanders and Chip Kelly when Colorado faces UCLA. I think those are some intriguing matchups that we're going to see in the next couple of weeks play for Colorado. So I'm not so sure how this is going to go. I'm not going to say yes or no. I'm not going to be shocked if they continue to shock the country, but I'm all in on this Colorado team. I'm very excited to see them play this weekend and moving forward. They have a lot of playmakers that make you want to tune into a college football game. And I'm looking forward to what Deion Sanders is going to do, how he's going to elevate this Colorado team to new heights and new levels that this college football program has never seen in program history.